Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to Hidden.Survivor. It's your girl Monique. We're in the car, so it's an episode of Ride With Me. I'm going to make this pretty quick because I'm on my way to the bank and running some errands and stuff, and the bank is like right here. So excuse the funny glare, just where I have the camera. The sun is hitting it really funny. But I wanted to get on to make a suggestion to you guys about apps like DoorDash, apps that keep your card on file. If you guys are like me and you don't really use those apps, like you have used them before, or when you're in a particular area, like you go to visit somebody, you use those apps more frequently than you normally would. But if you basically don't use these apps, I would suggest that you go in and deactivate your account. At the very least, delete all of your cards from the app or from the website. Because the issue that I have now is somehow someone got into one of my like DoorDash accounts, or in my DoorDash account, and like made all these crazy purchases. Spent an insane amount of money at 7-Eleven. I didn't even know you could order DoorDash. Like, what does 7-Eleven have that you would? Anyway, sorry, y'all know I hate when my lips are dry. But they made all these charges, made all these orders, and how I found out was I got the emails for them. They got into the account, but they weren't smart enough to go in and like change the email or the phone number or anything. I don't even know if you can or not, but these people didn't. And I got the email like, oh, your order has been placed. I'm like, what order? What are they talking about? I haven't used DoorDash in over a year. And then they did, what really pissed me off is that, I had my cards on there, and I also had, some, like, either one or two of Johnny's cards on there as well. So the card that they used was his, and right now he's not even home. He's away at work. So, that really pissed me off, because at first when I tried to get into his account online, it was like, oh, because I guess I haven't done it from my phone in a while. It was like, oh, well, what phone? Do you want us to send your authorization code to the phone number on file? I'm like, no, he has his phone and he's out in the middle of the ocean. So no. So I was able to sign in with our app, but it was still really frustrating, because when I called them and I reported it to them, they're like, yeah, you're not on the account, so we can't do anything about it. But we have special powers of attorney set up, so now I'm having to go to the bank so I can show them the POAs and get this taken care of. I had to report it to DoorDash. And they don't make it simple. They're like, oh, we're gonna send you this email where you now have to explain to us what happened, and you got to give us all these details about what card it was, what store it was, all this stuff, and then we'll send it to somebody. Not, oh my gosh, you said there was this order and you didn't make it. Well, where was the order made and where are you located? That would have been a great way to be like, oh yeah, no, this is totally fraudulent. And instead of them doing something about it now, they're like, oh yeah, no, we'll send it to somebody in a different department. They'll get back to you in a few days. When somebody's spending like over $60, $70 on some DoorDash, and especially when I've never ever made a purchase of that much money using those apps. So why in the world would they be like, why would they think it's okay? It didn't take them 2 days to do that order and for the people to take the money out. So had to report it there. I had to report it to the bank. But after I saw that and I reported it, I went in and I deleted all of our cards off the app. I went to GRUBHUB and I deactivated. You can't even deactivate your account. It's crazy. You have to submit a request to deactivate your own account, which is crazy to me. And it got me thinking about like all these apps. You know, we live in a day and age where everything is app oriented, and all the, you know, we don't think about what happens on the back end of things. We just download apps, and you know, there's always like, oh, do you give this app permission to do this, this, and that? And without thinking, you just hit yes, 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 because you want to use the app, right? And the app is totally functional, it's useful, and you know, or it's fun, whatever it may be. But we don't think about what all these permissions are that we're giving them. And you know, if something were to happen, if somehow our information was to be misused, we don't consider how those permissions create challenges and obstacles for us to fix situations like that. And there is this amazing documentary on Netflix called The Social Dilemma. If you guys haven't seen it, I recommend that you go see it, because it basically talks about the evils of social media and the misuse of it, and it breaks down a lot of stuff that happens on the back end and how they pretty much know everything that you do with your phone. Like, it's being recorded and tracked that I'm like doing a video right now, and you know, certain apps that seem to have nothing to do with nothing, you know, you could be downloading a game and they'll be like, oh, the app is requesting permission to access your files, your storage, and text messages and email. Why do you need that? It's a game. I'm playing cards. What do you need my email and my text messages for? What do you need permission to access my phone? And then, you know, you'll have apps that ask you permission to record video, use your camera, use your mic. So all that stuff is like tracking. And you wonder why when you go to, you know, an app, or I'm sorry, you go to a website, you go to Google and it's showing you all these ads about stuff that you're like, oh my God, I just talked about this to so-and-so. How does Google know that I was just having this conversation? Because a lot of the different apps that you have on your phone, you've given them permission to access your mic and this, and that. And these apps all listen to you and record you and track you, and they use that information to target ads to you. And it's hella creepy. It's really creepy. It's really scary. But in this world that we live in, where hacking is just a normal thing now, it's crazy. Like, we got to be smarter, y'all. We got to be smarter about how we're using our information and who we're giving access to our information. Because once it's out there, and all these apps and companies, they always have, if you know, most people don't read the fine print, but if you read the fine print, you know, a lot of these companies have it in their terms and conditions that even when you do close your account or you deactivate it or something, they still keep your information. So, you know, that's crazy to me. So I just wanted to do this video. I didn't even want it to be this long, but I just wanted to urge you guys, if you have apps like that you don't use anymore, especially if you don't use them anymore, but even if you don't use them that often, to just go in and close out those accounts, deactivate those accounts, delete the apps and stuff like that off your phone. And if you don't want to go that far, then at least delete your card information off of the apps and the accounts and the websites and stuff. Don't let them store the things. And if it's an app or a website that they're like, no, you have to have some kind of card on file, get like a prepaid card. Get what's the thing called, Cash App. Get one of those cards and use something like that to store on the website, because at least with that, it's a prepaid card. The only money that's on there is the amount of money that you put on there, so they don't have access to your account, your bank accounts and stuff like that. I'm sure there's ways I haven't heard of anybody being hacked on Cash App. I'm sure it could happen. You know, like I said, we live in a day and age where it happens. But at least that you have a little bit more control, and it puts another step in between you and people getting to your information and making fraudulent charges and, you know, just doing a whole bunch of nonsense. So I just really wanted to make that suggestion because, you know, this freaking sucks. Having to do all this stuff is a problem. It sucks. Who has time for that? I don't have time for that. You know, and then especially if your situation is a little bit different, how mine is, where, you know, your person is not physically here and you have to do business on their behalf, then it just makes things so much harder. You know, praise God, we have, you know, the stuff that we need that allows me to be able to do stuff on his behalf, but not everybody has that. Not everybody even thinks about having stuff like that. And, you know, when the situation pops up, you know, it's too late at that point to be like, oh, okay, let me get up. In some cases, it could be too late to be like, okay, let me go get this power of attorney, or let me grant this person authorization with this company or that company or whatever. It's just a lot. It's a lot. So just be careful, guys. Be careful. Cybersecurity is a for real field now. So I just wanted to share that with you. Thank you for watching the video. Thank you for supporting the channel. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. If you're new to the channel, welcome to the Hidden.Survivor family. If you're not new, welcome back. I love you and I appreciate you all. And I'll see you guys in the next video, okay? Love you. Mwah.